If you were a student in the 13th century, studying at a European university such as the University of Paris or Oxford, there's a good chance you'd traveled a great distance to get to this highly reputable institute and its famed professors. The universities were gatekeepers of knowledge and played a pivotal role in controlling information. The university library played a central role in academic life, since it was rare for a student to have his own copy of each text. Texts were hand-copied as the technology wasn't yet invented to mass-produce them. While students could visit the library to examine the texts, another important way of disseminating knowledge was through lectures. Often, professors would read line by line from an original text, and students would take notes. Professors were highly regarded as experts, and they supplemented the readings of the texts with their own explanations. Students would be expected to use their detailed notes to memorize passages of text. Even if you had access to the great works, being able to read them was another thing altogether, since the texts were typically written in Latin, which was not the language of the common man. University students were well versed in Latin, to the point that they used it to socialize with each other outside of class. Thus, the universities had control over two things: teaching students to read Latin texts and giving them access to their contents. By contrast, the only way that a commoner could gain knowledge would be verbally, through the news spread by the town crier, or pictorially, such as the stories set in stained glass windows. Since medieval times, universities have been able to operate under this exclusionary and elitist model. And the prestige of the university as the producer of learned minds still remains strong today. However, times have changed. Enter the World Wide Web and the birth of the so-called information highway. Universities, once the bastions of knowledge, now find themselves in a world where information is ubiquitous. As an example, anyone with a computer and internet connection can access online digital libraries. These digital libraries are massive repositories of information and data, everything from astronomical observations to zoology, all just keystrokes away. What's more, the university is no longer the sole knowledge-producing organization. Publishers, television networks, libraries, and many other organizations are using new technologies to distribute their content to wider audiences. You don't even need to enroll in a university to access university course materials. Go to MIT's OpenCourseWare site to view all of MIT's course materials online, or start a self-study do-it-yourself business course on the Personal MBA site. All of the information, none of the cost. But can the information on the internet really replace the experience of completing a degree? If so, why do employers pay higher salaries to university graduates? While the internet has changed the way in which we access information, it's also having a profound effect on the nature of knowledge creation. Universities once functioned as the authority in matters of knowledge. Today, the social networking software that we call Web 2.0, including blogs, instant messaging, wikis, and spaces like MySpace and YouTube, make it possible for all of us to participate in creating knowledge. But what is the quality of that knowledge, and who decides?